Genopanic is a Metroidvania puzzle platformer that combines an atmospheric, creepy, derelict planetoid station with a Pokemon Metroid simulator. After getting through the basic menu with settings, controller layouts, and sound levels, you will be greeted by your personal electronic system, or PES, which looks like a dog in a spacesuit, and it will be guiding you throughout the game, providing instruction and a bit of humor. Your character is a robot, or according to the game, an iron box with a learning neural network. Your goal is to explore a space station called Simbursk and pick up the special cargo, which are cute little monsters called GMOs. Basically, the creatures are genetic experiments. There are 6 to collect as you explore, fight, and discover the secrets of the underground space station. There's also an anime tsundere cat girl for some reason. Thanks to developer Mobirate for the review copy, and since this was also my first embargo, I got to play the game while interacting with the developer on Discord. There were actually a few bugs like a boss soft lock and others that I and a small group of reviewers were able to help patch. It was fun to be part of the development process. I enjoyed the atmospheric blend of terror and humor in Genopanic. The dark environments and atmospheric music provide a relaxing yet edgy atmosphere. The pixel art graphics are beautiful and give an amazing retro feel. The game has lots of jokes and callbacks to Game of Thrones, Aliens, and many others that you will notice. I found it entertaining to read the various logs that are scattered around on dead bodies and screens for a little bit of humor throughout. It also feels like a combo of Metroid Fusion, Pokemon, and Celeste. The emphasis on puzzle solving and exploration is a bit greater than the focus on combat. In fact, the difficulty of the game is really easy. I obliterated most bosses, and there are only 4 in the game. The enemies are more of a slight obstruction than a combat challenge. They have cool little touches to them. Most of the enemies are cute as well. I like the way the cute little ice zombies skate around. The music and sounds are pretty basic, but do the job. Enemies make funny noises when you get closer to them, and every now and then there is a foreshadowing scream or almost victorious notification sound when finishing a puzzle. But it's all pretty subtle. The music is a moody electronica. It's a slow mix of oozy electronic sounds with very little melodic material. It acts like a fog that envelops you as you play. Except for the excellent item acquire music, and that one very memorable track during a tense situation later in the game, you start to get tired of hearing the same style for a long period of time, as the music in each level is very similar in style. I wish they would have put a little bit more into the OST in order to push it more to the foreground. The exploration is similar to Metroid Fusion, where you clear each area as the game allows. What they don't tell you is that the map changes color when you've explored a room, so if it's gray, you haven't been there yet. What makes it less of a Metroidvania and more of a puzzle platformer is that it's very linear. Other than backtracking to collect a GMO, there isn't much to do other than go the developer intended route. When you acquire a new piece of equipment, you will be able to use it almost immediately to get to the next area without having to backtrack very much or spend time exploring on your own. The Simbursk base is a labyrinth with lots of breakable walls. In fact, it's a feature of the game. If you get stuck in an area, check that little plaid strip for the way out. You will face many traps, including a labyrinth of switches, moving platforms, fire jets, lasers, lightning blasts, what have you. Gotta hand it to the devs, they did come up with some creative levels and made it all work together pretty well. The equipment you unlock includes a plasma cutter and a ranged blaster. You get a GMO catcher gun, and later you get a jetpack to hover, and there are more to collect, 9 pieces in total. Many of the criticisms I would have had about this game were patched before the game was officially released, but I still have some. There isn't much in the way of iframes, and almost everything is a one-hit kill except for a few things. Save spots are the only checkpoints. They are everywhere, but only save progress you got before saving. So the issue is you can save, get an achievement item, then die, and when you respawn, it's like you didn't get the item at all. This is awkward because you can soft lock yourself in at least one area, because it happened to me, and the room never reset after saving it in its current state. There are no health increases, leveling, RPG elements, or any of the things that we have become familiar with in Metroidvania games. Yet, in a bit of praise for the devs, I enjoyed this game, and got immersed the same way I would if I was playing a Metroidvania with all the trimmings. Now this game won't really give you a ton of replay value, it's only about 4 hours long, but I played it through twice when reviewing it and enjoyed it both times. I'm sure the speedrun community will have a good time here. It seems like a really good game for speedrunning if you like that kind of thing. In conclusion, Genopanic is a well-made game and a valiant effort for a small indie developer. It very cleverly blends horror and humor in a tight package of great labyrinthine level design, and is perfect for that rainy Sunday afternoon or a day homesick from work. I give Genopanic 4 AI Construct Neon Anime Cat Girls out of 5. This is Dan T at Twisted Bandit Productions, still geeking out over pixel art for 35 years now.